Hello and welcome to part 2 of our Fleurieu Peninsula journey. My name is David Foster. My wife Noelene Magnusson and I travel throughout Australia looking for birds and spectacular scenery to photograph. Join us on our journeys through this great country of Australia. The horse-drawn tramway is one of Victor Harbour's most popular tourist attractions, travelling across the causeway to Granite Island.
Yeah, we do. That was exciting, wasn't it?
Victor Harbour is now one of the largest towns on the Fleurieu Peninsula, and it has grown from being a sleepy little village to a popular retirement and holiday destination. We prefer its quieter and less brash neighbour, Port Elliot. Noelene wants you to know that there are at least 3 charity op shops in the main street for bargain hunters. We stayed at the Big 4 Caravan Park at Cape Jervis. Big 4 parks generally have a high standard of amenities and facilities and are priced accordingly. This park was very disappointing. It is a working farm and you expect a certain amount of old machinery lying around. But here there were rusty bits and pieces of derelict equipment everywhere around a collection of old farm buildings in varying states of repair. There were some pleasant, expansive views of nearby Kangaroo Island. The amenities block appeared to be from an old mining camp and was in very poor condition and very cramped. It was kept very clean though. Most people who stay here are on their way either to or from Kangaroo Island and are probably happy to have somewhere to stop only a few kilometres from the ferry terminal. Many leave their vans here due to the very high charges to take a caravan on the ferry. We bought some lovely fresh fish from a local fisherman. It was delicious, cooked simply in butter with a little lemon juice. There were strong winds most of the time we spent at Cape Jervis. The ferry to Kangaroo Island is unusual in that it has vehicle access from the stern of the ferry only. Except for a few small cars, all vehicles must reverse onto the ship. This can lead to some interesting manoeuvres by drivers, particularly those towing caravans. It must also slow down the loading considerably. Rapid Bay is just a short drive from Cape Jervis. This old limestone mining village has some wonderful coastal scenery. There is a pleasant cheap campground here, and we hope to stay here sometime. A bit further north is the spectacular coastline at Second Valley. A beautiful spot to visit. We stopped at the kiosk at the Caravan Park to buy some ice creams before heading inland to Talisker Conservation Park. The short walk to the lookout gave us some expansive views over Kangaroo Island. By the time we reached the popular main campground in Deep Creek Conservation Park, the clouds had rolled in and it was starting to drizzle with rain. Soon we were driving through the clouds and there were no views of the spectacular coastline or the wildlife we had seen on previous trips. This is a very, very depressing caravan park. Row upon row, permanent caravans, little boxes fenced off to keep in neighbours away, no landscaping. We normally stay at the other caravan park in Norman Hill when we come down to this part of the world, and it's just so much more attractive. Here there are 149 sites and 109 of them are given over to permanent caravan. Of the remainders, 30 are cabins of varying sizes and type, and then there are 10 sites only, people with normal caravans, people who are travelling around. There is quite a large water park here. I suppose it's available for guests. It hasn't been operational since we arrived. Probably on the weekend when the majority of people will be here, it will operate. It was a nice sunny day and there was not too much wind. So we bought fish and chips at the kiosk in Normanville and sat on the beach to eat them. McLaren Vale, one of the premier grape growing regions and home to some of the best red wines in Australia. It is a place we visit regularly, and it is only a short drive from Adelaide. My gosh, it was very windy all the time we were there. The Cube at the Darrenberg Winery must be one of the most spectacular buildings in Australia. Set on top of a hill and surrounded by vines and Salvador Dali statues and other artworks, it definitely makes a statement. we had lunch at the cafe at the Wirawiro Winery.
Tuesday.
The food was good, but not spectacular. My glass of Grenache was one of the best red wines I have had for some time. Thank you for watching. We hope that you've enjoyed this little trip around the Fleurieu Peninsula. Don't forget to do all the things that YouTube would like you to do. And until next time, keep well.